Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting interview for you guys today here in the Fighting Out. We're live in the StreamYard studios. And today, I'm very excited because we have Mr. Lundon dibrell who will get a chance to join me here in just a few short moments. But first of all, I want to go ahead and get a chance to shout out a couple of individuals who have been working so hard lately. And of course, if you guys have missed out on the big announcement that I have with Brawling Babes with Brittany, make sure you guys go check that out and get yourself some merchandise while you're at it at the Fighting Out on Instagram. We've been working so hard on this idea for myself and at Brawling Base with Brittany. We have so much in store. Make sure you guys go follow myself to go make sure not only get a chance to check out the amazing women of this incredible community, but also get a chance to go check out so many incredible things that you guys will see on there. We are the page for women's fighters. We see so many incredible women from amateurs to pros that we have to show some love to. So make sure you guys go check that out and check out the exciting announcement that we have made with Brawling Babes with Brittany. And of course, not only that, but make sure you guys go get a chance to follow Zara Bloom and Outside the Box. She's had an incredible interviews, and of course, last week she had one with Juliana Miller, who announced her big UFC debut coming up in March. Make sure you guys check her and Outside the Box out. All right, enough with the promos and hype up. Let's go ahead and get a chance to introduce someone who I've been waiting for quite some time to get a chance to interview. She has been working so hard. She's been fighting like crazy. And of course, now we get a chance to hear the incredible stories. So without further ado, please help me welcome the beautiful, the amazing Miss Lundon dibrell.
Hi, thanks for having me. Been looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You been doing all right?
Yeah, I've been doing good.
All right, awesome, awesome. So let's go ahead and get things started. So we all get inspired by what we do. For me, it's even for you, it's also fighting. So what inspired you to start fighting?
Yeah, so my mom tells the story the best actually, but she's not here. When I was maybe 8 or 9, I was dancing and my brother was doing jujitsu, and she picked me up from dance class one day. Took me to go pick up my brother, and I walked into the gym and I was like, I want to do this. I don't want to dance anymore. I want to do whatever this is. And so she put me in jujitsu. And then I just fell in love with it. I haven't been doing consistently since then, but just for my first time grappling, that was like, it just became a huge passion of mine. And then I got into striking, and then shortly after I got into MMA. I had a coach who kind of asked me if I wanted to fight, and it was never something that I had really thought about before. I was just really passionate about jujitsu and striking, and it was kind of a hobby at that point. And then I just started thinking about it, and I was like, like, I'm young. I have great coaches around me. I have a good gym. Like why not? Like, this is something that I could do, and I kind of just went for it. I also grew up watching Ronda Rousey, watching Rose Namajunas, like the all women season of The Ultimate Fighter. And yeah, just once my coach kind of asked me if I would be interested in fighting, that kind of like sparked something in my brain. It made it feel like it was something that was possible. And then I just went for it.
It's really crazy because the thing about this, though, is like you went to go pick up your brother, and all of a sudden you walked in. It's like this seems kind of nice. It's
Yeah.
like forget dancing. I want to punch people in the face. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about that. And something I've always tell people is that when you first walk into a gym, it doesn't matter what gym you walk into, you experience something that you never felt that you'll be doing. I mean, you pretty much went from dancing. Now here you are, you're punching people in the face. I mean, it's kind of crazy of a story to look back on, ain't it?
It is. I think a lot of it is discipline, and it's hard work, and it's showing up to the gym every day even though you don't want to. But some of it is just like something I can't explain. Like, I just know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is what my heart wants me to do. This is where my heart's at. And even from a young age, like, I was always just attracted to this idea of like almost like a femme fatale type of thing. I don't know if you've seen the movie Ultraviolet,
Yeah, I've
but
seen that one.
yes, so that was something that I was like obsessed with when I was little as well. I would walk around and pretend to be ultraviolet. So like the idea of a female fighter was always something that I was attracted to. And it was just like the, what would you call it? Like the character of it almost.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was just something that I was attracted to from a really young age. And then it kind of just manifested into MMA.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about this. I was like, you pretty much thought about, doing something like that when they was young, and then all of a sudden, dancing got involved, and now here you are, you get a chance to do something that you love to do, which is fighting. And of course, if you guys have not got a chance to go follow her on Instagram or any other social media platform, make sure you guys go do that at London dibrell MMA, because trust me when I tell you, when I first met you, it was through peak fighting. And of course, how I got to saw you was I saw a couple of your fights, and I was like, I gotta give this woman a shout out, because for a woman at such a young age, so incredible to see you killing it right now. So we'll get a chance to talk about that later on. Of course, I want to get a chance to talk to you about the place that you train at right now. That is that sheep boxing. Of course, it has helped you to become the fighter that you are today. So talk about how much that gym means to you.
Yeah, so Black Sheep Boxing. I have only been fighting out of Black Sheep for a few months now. I was cross training there before that. And I've been to a lot of gyms, and I've never been to a gym like Black Sheep. Um, I've never seen any gym like care about, I don't even want to say members, but I mean members, yes, because not everyone there is a fighter, but members and fighters, coaches. I've just never seen a gym care as much about their community as Black Sheep. It really is a family there. I was fighting out of a different gym for the past year or so. I was training there for like 3 years. And I had to make the move to Black Sheep just because I knew it's what I needed for my career. It was a hard decision because I was so close to my coaches at my old gym. And in a way, they almost like raised me because I started there when I was so young. But no, since Black Sheep, I've just changed my style. So that's something I'm really excited about for the next time I fight. I'm a completely different fighter. My striking is completely different. And I grapple at Hensel Gracie, which is coached by John Donaher. So a really prestigious jiu-jitsu coach. And yeah, I'm super excited for the next time I fight to just showcase like a completely different fighter. But, as far as Black Sheep goes, they go out of their way to help their fighters. Whether it's, RJ, my head coach, he'll hold pads for free just all day, every day for the fighters. I've been, they'll support their fighters financially, Black Sheep. It's just, a big family there. And then aside from all that, they also help with the addiction community, the people in recovery from addictions. They have a scholarship program where anyone suffering from mental health, substance abuse, any first responders get free 24-hour access to the gym, which is amazing. The 24-hour access, just coming from a place of like, if you're struggling at 3 a.m., and you need a coping mechanism, a healthy one, you can just go to the gym and hit the bag or, whatever it may be. So they're just a lot more than a gym.
Yeah, and one thing I gotta say about this though is that it's really amazing how you go through so many gyms and all of a sudden Black Sheep becomes the perfect fit for you. I mean, they've helped you so much striking and so much that you've learned. And one thing that really caught my eye is that you talked about though is that they help those who struggle with so much, especially mentally. So if there's anybody that's watching this who is in the Texas area around Black Sheep Boxing, go give it a try, because trust me when I tell you, once when you walk into that gym, you'll feel like a completely different person, because you'll get just to meet people who understand you, you get just to meet people who can somewhat relate to what you're going through. So if you guys are in the Texas area, go give Black Sheep Boxing a try, because trust me when I tell you, if you go through anger, depression, anxiety, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, it is the best place to escape from, because you got so much going on right here, but yet you can let all that out at Black Sheep Boxing. So I encourage anybody that's watching this right now, go give it a try. Go give any gym a try, because it will help you, and you realize that you'll see so much difference in you before you even know it.
Yeah, there's a reason it's called Black Sheep.
For sure, for sure. And
Yeah.
of course, something I've always wanted to get a chance to ask all the fighters that, a lot of people will love training. There's always been the best parts, there's also been the great parts, but then again, there's also been the hardest parts. So from your perspective, what's been the hardest part about training?
Yeah, man. I mean, believe it or not, the hardest part about training isn't getting punched in the face or, having people trying to rip your arm off. But for me, it's just the sacrifices that I make to train. I I sacrifice a lot of time, almost all time with my family. pretty much gave my dog to my parents. I drive an hour to Black Sheep, and so every morning I pack my stuff, go to Black Sheep, drive an hour, and I also train at Hensel Gracie, which is in Austin as well. So pack my stuff every morning, wake up early, go train, stay in Austin all day long, and then go home at night and go to bed, do the same thing again the next day. And I have been doing that for quite some time now, and I feel it's almost like I live the same day over and over again, but I love my lifestyle. I love training. I love fighting. So, it's all worth it. But it's just a lot of sacrifices to do what I have to do, and that's why I believe I'll go far. But I think that's why most people don't do what I do. There's a lot that you have to leave behind, but I think I'll gain a lot more.
And something I've always thought about is that for anybody who is new to this type of environment, for anybody that's going to the gym, going to Black Sheep boxing or any type of gym, once when you start, you cannot stop. You can't just go out work out one day and next thing you know it's like, oh, I'm good, I'll be all right. Then expect to return weeks later. And then it's always been about consistency. You got to stay focused. You got to keep going no matter how much it's tough on you, both physically and mentally too. Because trust me when I tell you, I say you go through so much, especially when it comes to training. And it's like you put in so much energy, so much sweat, so much blood just to be able to train yourself to be the best person, the best fighter that you can ever be.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, that's really, really amazing. The fact that you drive an hour to Black Sheep. And it's more than just getting punched in the face. It's more than just having your arm breaking off. It's the amount of effort that you put into it. So it's really, really crazy, but also beautiful to see how much you put in to this fighting stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I don't half-ass anything. I'm either going to do something or I'm not going to do it at all. And, fighting is totally something that you can't half-ass. Like when you're walking out, you want to know that you poured everything that you had into the preparation for that fight. And just knowing that makes that walk a lot less scary.
Yeah, exactly. And of course,
Yeah.
you go through so much. I mean, only one person can imagine what a fighter goes through. And the fact that that's dedication. It's really dedication. If you try to go lose weight, if you try to get involved with fighting, if you try to get involved with anything physicality, it's going to be so much on you. It's going to feel like the whole world, the way the world's on their shoulders. But at the end of the day, it's always been about dedication. So that's exactly what you see from Miss Lundon. She puts in her heart, her effort, and her energy just to be able to become the best. And trust me when I tell you, this year is going to be an amazing year for you, and I cannot wait to see it. And of course, something that we've always talked about is that we all need something to motivate us, not only through training, but for you, it's also been about fight camps. And of course, I've got a chance to talk to some people about it. They say fight camps are different than to just any other training session. Fight camps, you put so much more than what you put into. And of course, we all need that motivation for us to get through these fight camps. So what's been your biggest motivation to help you get through fight camp?
Yeah, so I have a different opinion on fight camps to start off with. I think you should always be training. There's not any time of the year that I train any more or less. I'm kind of always in camp. I train when I kind of just started camp. I have a fight March 17th in Mississippi. And I'm training just as much as I would when I had no fight scheduled. The only difference is that when I am in camp, my training will be tailored to that opponent, but out of camp I'm training just as much. It's just more about like learning new skills and evolving as a fighter. But in camp, when I have an opponent and a date and a name and a face, what motivates me is just knowing like everything that I'm capable of. I think the belief that I have in myself is my motivation, because I just know again, I know what I'm capable of, and I want to reach my potential, and I am just gonna pour everything into becoming the best version of myself, and just see where that gets me.
Yeah, 100%. And something I've always thought about is that when it comes to getting ready for a fight, is that you can't say, well, I don't know if I'm going to beat this person, or oh, she's tougher than me. No, you got to have a lot of confidence in yourself, because
Yeah.
if you can't have that right motivation, you're not going to win a fight. You're not going to win anything, because you're always having that self doubt about yourself. So one thing that if there's anybody that's watching this right now, if they are dealing with self-doubt and if they're going through fight camps or just get ready for a fight in general, you have to say, I am an effing beast. I am an effing warrior. You're gonna get this, you're gonna win. You got so much. And I think that's something that we all need to really think about is that we all got to have that confidence to say that I can do this. I'm unstoppable. I'm a beast. I am a freaking baddie because I know what I can do. And I think that's exactly what London has always done is that she shows that even though she is the Barbie brawler, she's capable of doing anything. So that's really beautiful to see is that yeah, you get ready for a fight in March, but yeah, hey, it's always been about learning something brand new about yourself and of course get a chance to learn something new about your opponent. So it's always great to get yourself ready for a huge fight coming up in March. So I cannot wait to see that. Of course, something I've always been wondering about is that the nickname that I just mentioned, Barbie Brawler. So if you don't mind me asking, where did that nickname come from?
Yeah, so the gym that I mentioned before I trained at Black Sheep, my coaches, I had three of them, they're all Brazilian.
Mhm.
So I swear I heard more Portuguese than I heard English over there. And I remember the exact moment one day I was drilling back and forth with a teammate, and it was like a really intense, like action reaction drill. And we were just going back and forth, super intense, super high pace. And I remember my coach screaming at me in his Portuguese accent. He's like, Bobby Porradeira, let's go, Bobby Porradeira. And so Barbie and then Porradeira, which is like slang in Brazil for a brawler or a tough fighter. And so that from then on kind of just became my nickname at my old gym. And then I just kept it as my fight name. But every time I fought, the announcer would be like Poa Diaria. Like they just didn't know how it was pronounced. And then also no one speaks Portuguese, so it just didn't make sense. So whenever I moved to Black Sheep, I just went with a translation of it, which I also think sounds better, Barbie Brawler. And yeah, it just kind of stuck.
One thing I can say is that before we had this interview, I got a chance to watch a couple of your fights, and I see the announcers try to pronounce it, and they butchered it all the time.
It's awful. Which
Oh
I
my
can't
god!
blame them because I mean, no, not many people speak Portuguese, but yeah, I think Barbie Brawler has more of a ring to it, anyways. So
I mean, I just real quick question though is that while you're pretty much in the cage, you get ready to fight somebody, and you hear the announcer just butcher that like crazy. Do you try not to laugh in that type of moment?
if I'm being honest, I like the moment of walking out to like touching gloves. I don't remember. You're just like laser focused. I remember the announcer saying anything at all. It just in that moment I'm just staring across the cage at another woman who wants to kill me. And I'm just focusing on the fight. So I've never heard anyone butcher the name, but I know it's happened because I've heard about it after the fight.
For
Yeah.
sure. And so for one thing, I gotta say is that this is something I've always wanted to just ask all the fighters is that not only the sport has helped us physically, but yet there's something about the sport that helps us so much mentally. Of course, for someone who has depression, anxiety, this sport has helped me out in so many ways. So I gotta ask you this: that how much has the sport helped you out mentally?
Oh my gosh, like immensely. I can't even bring it to words. There is so much value in doing difficult things. The more challenges that you overcome, the more faith you have in yourself, the tougher you get, and the more you believe in yourself. So it's like every day when you're, whatever it is, but for me, it's training and it's fighting. So, every day when I'm, defending these takedowns, getting punched in the face, doing these crazy hard workouts and preparing for a fight, the pressure, all of it, you know, it it just strengthens you. And every time you overcome this little challenge, whether it's a fight or whether it's, just one workout or even one round, you just believe in yourself a little bit more and you believe that you're that much more capable. And every day you're pushing your limits, and it really just makes you realize what you're capable of. And everyone has a fight to fight. So the way I see it, everyone is a fighter if you choose to be. Everyone has some sort of fight, and you can either choose to fight that, or you can run from it, or you can hide from it. And, because I am literally a fighter in life, I kind of go about things the same way. I don't run from conflict or challenges. I lean into them, and I know that I'm strong enough and tough enough to handle whatever comes at me. And so, yeah, again, there's just so much value in doing things that are difficult. So whatever that is for you, do as much of it as you can, whether it's hard conversations, the ice bath, saunas, workouts, waking up early, whatever it is, like any sort of healthy challenge, is just so worth taking.
And something I've always thought about is that when it comes to these MMA fighters, boxers, Muay Thai fighters, whatever it is, that these fighters give us a reason for those who struggle on the mental basis. When it comes depression, anxiety, self harm, whatever it is that they struggle with, could do this, and you know what, I can do that with life because, like you said before, it doesn't matter if you fight faced with something mentally or physically, you have to be able to fight that because otherwise, if you don't, I mean, if you're just going to lay in bed, if you're just going to sit in the couch, eat potato chips, and let it ruin you,
Yep.
that's you because see, I don't think people realize that, after what happened with Victoria Lee, is that we all need to take mental health so seriously. It's like, and one thing I've always preached to anybody about this, that when you walk into that gym, if they're struggling, if they feel like that, they hate the world, and just by walking to the gym, get a chance to meet people and see so much difference, not only physically but mentally, they will see things differently in life. Like, and I encourage anybody that's watching this right now, if you're at home, if you're sitting on the couch, if you're doing something that we all end up doing, then yeah, go to the gym. Because let me tell you why. Because once we walk to the gym, like London said, you can meet so many incredible people. You get a chance to have opportunities that you don't even expect to have because you see so much changes on you both physically and mentally. So if there's anybody that's watching this right now, go give training a shot. You don't have to be a fighter just to get involved with the gym. You don't have to be a fighter to get involved with training. Just do something that I think you will love to do, and you'll see so much difference and you'll see so much progress within yourself that it'll help you in so many ways. So please just go give it a try. You'll feel better tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And along with, talking about mental health, like I have struggled with depression, self harm, eating disorders for years, and fighting is literally what got me out of that. Especially with an eating disorder. As a woman, it's like I was constantly trying to make myself feel small, metaphorically and literally, and fighting just made me feel like so empowered to where I didn't feel guilty for taking up space, and it just made me feel like really confident and comfortable in my skin. And yeah, so it's been really powerful with that.
And something I just got doing yesterday is that I went to the gym for the first time, and I see so much changes on me already because I see things differently. Because to me, is that when it comes to the gym, it can help you out in so many ways. Because I struggle with depression, I struggle with anxiety, and and as a guy, is like people don't realize that men aren't as tough as what people think
Mm.
there is. Because it's more than just being jacked up, being tough, walking to the cage, like yeah, I'm the big shit. But no, it's always been about working on themselves mentally because we all need to think, hey, if London could do so many incredible things, then you know what, I can do it myself. So once again, and this is something I think that we all just need to talk about this. So just go give fighting, go give training a try because you'll feel better. You'll feel so many incredible things about yourself. So it's and by the way, I gotta tell you, the story you just shared, sorry for the starter, is very, very beautiful. It takes so much strength, it takes so much courage to be able to share what you just did. And I want to say I'm proud of you for that. I am very, very proud of you because we all see you as this fighter that we all look up to. We all see you go into peak fighting, go into these different promotions and fight, but we all don't know what's happening outside of the cage. So
Yeah.
really, truly, just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing so many incredible things. You're part of a movement right now for women's fighting. You're part of so many opportunities that these women deserve, and yet you're killing it right now. Even though most people your past fights, you've had bruises, you've had scratches, you've had a lot happening, but you still keep going. So I gotta say, I'm very, very proud of you for that.
I appreciate it.
So of course, no problem, no problem. So of course, it's something that we all think about is that we're in the new year already, and we're in 2023, and that means a lot of different goals that we all want to achieve. So yet, do you have any goals that you want to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. This year, my goal is to go pro, and that is a huge one. I'm training more than most. I would say most pros for sure. I really can't think of anyone that works harder than me. I can think of people that work as hard as me, but no one that works harder than me. And I've just been planting these seeds for a while, and I've been really patient. And I'm gonna continue to be patient, and I'll do this for as long as I have to reach my goals. But it's realistic for me to go pro this year. I believe I deserve it. I've worked really hard. I believe that my skill set has skyrocketed since changing gyms. And I think that if we just keep at this pace and keep fighting regularly, then it's totally obtainable for this year.
One thing I can definitely say for sure is that I'll look back on this interview and think about this. So is that we got a chance to interview you the last time as an amateur before you go pro. So I cannot wait to get a chance to see that this year. I better get an autograph once we go pro too.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I got you.
No, I bet. So something I got to ask is that you face so many different girls, you face so many different challengers and opponents that you still have those that you want to get just to fight. So is there anyone in particular that you want to fight this year?
Yeah, I mean, as an amateur, I I'm not too concerned with it really. Like my goal right now is to just build up my career and go pro and then take it from there. I mean, there's girls that I've fought in the past that I know if I fought again, it would be a completely different fight. Like my fight for peak with Shauna Aberson for the bantamweight belt. I lost that fight on the ground, and my ground game has just skyrocketed recently. Training under John Donaher, and I've just been improving my jiu-jitsu so much, so I know that wouldn't be the same fight. My debut was a draw, and I know that if I fought her again, Danielle Thomason, I would totally have that fight. But it's really not something that I'm worried about. Like I have nothing to prove to anyone. I have my goals, and really that's it. My long-term goal is to be UFC champion. So once I'm there, then I'm gonna say, okay, I want to fight this person to move up a rank, this person move up a rank, and then I want to fight for the title. So then I'll have more specific names if you want to fight. But right now it's like let's just fight, and let's just build up my career, and I'll get to where I want to get.
So if you were to have the opportunity to get a chance to fight Danielle again, would you be willing to take that offer?
I would. That was my debut, and that was at 125. So I mean, if she wants to go to 135, I'll fight her. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to pick who I want to fight. I leave that up to my coach, RJ. That's on him. Whoever he wants me to fight, I'll fight. Because, again, right now we're just trying to build up my career. Like if I have all this beef with the girl, then I fight her and I beat the shit out of her, like what does that mean as an amateur? Like I have nothing
Yeah.
to prove. I just have my
Yeah.
goals, and that's what I'm focusing on.
As you should, because you have many goals that you want to get a chance to achieve. Like you mentioned before, you want to get a chance to go and be pro before the end of the year. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to have that happening soon. So, of course, my last question. This is a really tough question. I ask all the fighters this: is that we all want to get a chance to be recognized for something in this community. For me, I want to get a chance to be recognized as a great interviewer. But for you, there's something different. So, what's something you want to be recognized for during your time in fighting?
Yeah, I want to be recognized as a woman who just poured her whole heart into every fight and, really gave it her all. I'm not really I have a goal to be a champion. I have a goal to be the best in the world. That's my goal. And however long it takes to get there that's fine. But what I want to be recognized for is just fighting like it's my last fight every single time. I've had fights in the past where the fear of losing was greater than the desire to win. And I think that created like a lot of intimidation in my fights. And that's not something that I'm going to bring into any more of my fights. I want to be recognized for just, fighting like it's my last fight, and for finishing girls and being exciting. Because it's like, I mean, you're going to be more of a fan favorite if you have exciting fights, as opposed to if you're just winning fights. If you're winning every single fight by split decision, that I don't want that. I either like kill or be killed. I either want to finish this girl or get finished. Or get finished trying. So yeah, I just want to be an exciting fighter, and I want to show people. I want to be a representation of what you can accomplish if you just give everything your all. And yeah.
That's very, very beautiful, very, very awesome. Of course, I want to get a chance to hype this up for a little bit. Is that if you guys have not got a chance to go and follow at London dibrell MMA, you guys are missing out because and I think it was through Emily Dunn because
Yeah.
because of her, I got a chance to follow you. So shout out to Emily. I know she has a huge fight coming up in April, so shout out to her. And then, of course, something I always do in all my interviews. But yet, after this exciting interview that we just had, one thing I gotta say is I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. It's been such an amazing, fun interview. So, of course, I got to ask you this, though. Do you have any final thoughts, any final comments you want to say?
I mean, look out for my fight March 17th. Again, you're going to see a whole new fighter that I'm really excited to showcase. And thank you for interviewing me. I really appreciate everything you're doing for women's MMA. I love how much the sport is growing for women, and I really appreciate you just bringing attention to it and supporting us.
And pretty much I always do this because the women deserve it. Doesn't matter if you're amateur, doesn't matter if you're pro. All women deserve it. So, of course, fighters like you deserve the spotlight. Once again, it's been an amazing honor to get a chance to not only have you part as the interview, of course, have you on as part of the page because we got a chance to hype you up a couple of times, and we definitely need to hype you up more. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure you guys look out for Miss London dibrell because she's coming and she's ready to have an amazing 2023.
Yes, I am. Going pro.
Going pro, we can't wait. But once again, London, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Definitely cannot wait to check out your fight on March 17th. Make sure you guys go follow her once again at London dibrell MMA so you guys don't miss out on her big fights. And of course, many opportunities coming her way to get you to see how much this fighter can grow here in 2023.
All right. Thanks so much for having me.
No problem. We'll let you go. Have a great one.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye. And of course, that was Miss London dibrell. She pretty much just killed it here, and I'm so glad to get a chance to have her part of the interviews. And of course, we have many more. We're supposed to get a chance to interview Casey Wheeler earlier today, but it's going to be moved to Saturday, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And if you guys like what you see, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any Fighting Out interviews. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jake representing the Fighting Out, saying so long, and we'll see you next time.